Neredeyse eksik sayfa kalmadı birinci bölümde. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I
5.
stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been
Resmen yeni kitabının birinci bölümünü yazıyor şu an
an
adam.
open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV.
Her bir de eşine kızıyor yani. Ona yardımcı oluyor diye. Bak. Demin ne oldu orada? Ayarlardan bir şey mi kapatmam gerekiyor abi? Anlamadım ki. Hadi bu. Belki ondan oluyordur ya, bir deneyelim. Böyle devam edeceğim zaten can. Oyunu kapatmayacağım. Kaç. Bak mesela o ne ya? Şu an bize ne oldu? Yani oyuna remastered yapıyorsunuz. Bari düzgün bir şey yapın ya. Bir dakika, bende pompalı tüfek yok muydu? Var. Neden tekrar pompalı tüfek aldım? Demin buradaydı. Sonra tekrar geri çıktı anne. 2-3 defa geldi yanıma. CS'yi silip hiçbir şey...
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed.
Abi ben hiçbir şey yapmadım oyuna ya.
Night springs.
Epic Games'ten dosya doğrulama falan yapabilirim.
A quantum suicide.
Ama oyunu daha yeni indirdim.
Lives are already written. It would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference.
Bak durduk yere ekranda bir şeyler oluyor kendine. Ne oluyor şu an?
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute.
Çoklu dünyalar.
Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is,
Fişini
one
çekti.
thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor
Salak.
Colvin, filled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom.
TV izliyoruz da çok
Curiosity often
anlattığı şeyi dinledin mi?
Night Springs.
Herif bir gerçeklik yapmış, bir tane cihaz. Silahı her sıktığında öndeki cihaz sayesinde ölmüyor. Başka bir gerçeklikteki kendisi ölüyor. Tamam mı? Sonra salağın birisi de bacağa takılıp cihazın fişini çekiyor. Ön taraftaki dinleyen adam da sen delisin falan diyor. Adam diyor bakın diyor, tekrar silah dayıyor işte. Diğer adam da fişi çıkarmış. Doktor görmüyor işte. Bir çakıyor, kendini öldürüyor orada. Uzatma kablosu almak için reklam mıydı bu? Evet, olabilir. Güzeldi ya.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten it.
Ha, bizim Alice GG ya. Alice yok hala. Ne oldu anne? Tamam, kapıyı hafif aralık kalsın ya da full mu kapatacaksın?
Çişini,
Ha?
çişini kuma getir.
Tamam. Yat buraya işte. Ben de burada oyun oynayayım, tamam mı? Tamam, yat burada. Hı, yat. Yastık koyayım buraya. Yatacak mısın? Dur burada dur. Annemin işi var, karıştırma içeriği. Bak geliyorlar. Koşayım bakalım. Ne yapıyorsun lan?
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reached the lights at the gas station alive.
Erdem. Teşekkürler.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Şehrin ortasında da geçiyordu bu geyik.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
Peynir hoş geldin. Aleykümselam. Teşekkür ederim.
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting dark.
Kedi şu an yanımda uyuyor.
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived.
Başka
If
yer
the date
yokmuş
count on the
gibi.
banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now. The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
O evdeki kolilerin aynısından var burada da.
I'll write. I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Pervane var ya. Siz görmeniz lazım ya.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
Rüyada polis mi geldi? Çok iyi.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron
Yalnız iyi evleri varmış ha. Nuray bir dakika önce geleydin. Aha.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone. This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red.
Aha tekrar yeni bir QR kodu geldi. Bir bakalım. Bunda ne var? Bunu da bakar izleriz hemen. Yes. Her bölümde bir tane koymuşlar galiba. Aynen. Vision 2. Paylaş. WhatsApp. Deniz. Gönder. Bir de bunu izleyelim. Bu neymiş? Ekran yakalama.
Dark place was an endless waking dream. I saw visions carried by the ebb and flow of different dream states. They seeped in from the reality beyond. Things I had a connection to, but also things I couldn't possibly know. I used them in my writing to make it real, so that the parts that weren't would become so. And there were visions that I knew were not real, ideas I had lost, often of Casey. I had written about him for years. I used them as well. The lies had to feel true for them to become true. Had I always written this way? Even before? Seen things without realizing I was seeing them? Thinking they were mine? Was this what inspiration was for me?
Burada resmen gerçek oyuncu kullanmışlar ya. Her bölümde bir tane QR kod bulacağız. Dur. Ben bir kitap yazı zannediyordum. Herif 5 tane yazmış. Radyoyu da düzeltmek lazım. İkinci oyunu daha fazla geçecek videolar. Ya bu oyunda niye böyle QR koduyla yapmışlar onu anlamadım yani. YouTube adresini yönlendiriyor. Oradan bakmak gerekiyor falan.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow. Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Kapak örneklerini incele. Bence şu ortadaki olabilir ya. Gideyim. B falan hiçbir şey çıkmıyor. Nasıl inceleyeceğiz? Bug'da falan kalmadım değil mi ya?
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan! Please check the fuse box!
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
I'm fine, I'm fine. Just get the lights back on.
Honey,
now,
it's a power
please.
outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
Oğlum elektrik gitti diye bu kadar evham yapılır mı ya?
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just...
Yok, korku oyunu değil ya.
I'm prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar.
Nuray şeyi düşünüyor musun? Orası Türkiye değil. Bunu da düşünmek lazım. Destiny'le oynadım mı? Oynamadım galiba. Yok. Olsun. Bright Falls. Günümüz.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Elifcan hoş geldin. Teşekkür ederim takip için.
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Ne oldu?
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can help your wife in no time.
Bana burada mı baktın ciddi
The
ciddi?
image of a small town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Oğlum her yer balık kokar lan.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh,
Adam Wake'se almayan uyuyorum
but it can
kanka.
be very relaxing.
Ya mutlak sabah sabah bu şakaya maruz kaldığım için şu an kendimi buradan aşağı atacağım.
Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Adam beni ya balıkla
The sheriff in her office. Just go down the corridor.
balıkla aynı yere koyup muayene etti mi ya?
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Bu kadının elektriklerle bir alıp veremediği var ya.
Come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Bir de sürekli elinde şu lambayla dolaşıyor.
The sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Tamam gideriz.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on other things these days.
I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Bir de şu oyundaki bug'lar olmasa biraz sinir bozucu ya.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Tamam ablam. Tamam gideceğim. Söz. Kayıp Rickard, Bruce, Jacob. Kankası kayboldular. Teşekkürler. Ne demek? Bu kim? Bu adamı gördünüz mü? 6. ay 20'si 2007 tarihinde kayboldu.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak.
Bir bu eksikti.
Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back. I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake.
He's one of our regulars.
Arka kapıdan mı?
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they won't...
Ya bu koluma dayandı, uyudu kaldı bu ya.
I need it to be bright in here!
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless,
Uyusun. Oğlum uyusun uyumasın demiyorum da ben arada hareket ediyorum ya, bacağım ağrıyor, biraz uyanacak bu.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, "Go through the fence on the left."
Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See? Sure, I beat him up.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
We got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now.
Botak teşekkür ederim.
That wasn't dead.
Kedi.
No, sir.
He, yavru var yanında bir tane, uyuyor şu an.
You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Şimdi bir yerde delik vardı dedi çitlerde. O çitlerden geç dedi. Tamam gideriz oraya.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting. It's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Öf be oğlum. Eline ittirsen iterdin. Pardon ya. Uyandırdın mı? Hı? Geriliyor musun? Yavru gibi. Yani böyle yavrudan böyle birazcık büyük. Ya kardeşimin çalıştığı yerdeydi bu kedi. Ee, işte şeyi yokmuş. Sahibi mahibi yokmuş. Ee, her gün ona bakıyordu işte. Yani şu an elimi koyacağın yere şey yaptım. Ben nasıl oyun oynayacağım böyle? Hı? Oraya kıvrılma ama ben resmen şu an gamepad'i öbür tarafa koymak zorunda kaldım ya.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall and the mountain behind us, the lights of the...
Sen mındar ettin.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Geri gidelim şimdi içeriye.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah.
Adam ışığı aç diyordu. Kapatayım, gideyim.
Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and...
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. but I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Baksana adam 2 gün haber alamayınca uçağa atlayıp gelmiş.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a
Paranın kokusunu almıştı.
kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes
Yes.
a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Gel buraya. Canım benim. Gel. Şuraya yat bakayım. Buraya yat. Tamam. Yat buraya yat. Aferin. Hı. Buraya yat. Ben de şöyle rahat rahat oynayayım. Güzel oldu.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Oo.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Kolumu koyduğum yastığı buraya aldım. Kediyi buraya koydum. Eller de burada. Burada böyle oynamaya çalışıyorum. Sıkıştırdı beni ya. Bir de oradan kaldırdım buraya koydum yine uyudu. Sen nasıl bir şeysin ya? Bu ne rahatlık anasını satayım. Kapalı.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing, listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Al bakalım.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you
Sağ
tell
ol
me how to
canım.
get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail.
Look,
Just follow the path.
you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went
Hmm.
into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a
Ketip hoş geldin.
flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the
Ketip bu Remastered bozuk gibi
an
ya.
hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller.
Bir ayardan filan bakacağım.
Don't give me
Bilmiyorum
if it was
ki.
me. There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on
Bu Remastered
or
sürüm.
back to New
Ketip
York.
bu.
Your choice.
Yani Remastered da olmaya başladı ya. Anlamadım. Ki sadece oyunu indirdim o kadar. Başka hiçbir şey yapmadım.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al. Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay, okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here.
Bir dakika. Grafikler. Ya tam ekrana alabilirim. Abi pek bayağı yok ki bunda. Şey var mı ki? O dediğin ayar nerede? Ha, dikey senkronizasyon açık zaten. Evet. Şu.
Spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Lock the door when I leave.
Yeah, you go ahead and do what you have to do. I'll be fine.
Aksın gitsin diye ya.
in a cabin straight from a horror movie.
Tamam, çıkıyorum herhalde. Burada başka bir şeyim yok.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Tamam, sen beni bekliyordur. Yine oluyor.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells.
Elden Ring'i bitirdim mi? Bitirdim. Şu an kim bilir kaç FPS almaya çalışacak.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them. And they had Alice. Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Vallahi müsaitsen çok iyi olur ya. Ben şu an pek yazacak durumda değilim ya. Bu ne rahatlık ya. Uzun sürmezse yapayım. Bak hala oluyor arada.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than
Dışarıda biri var.
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Karaca hoş geldin, aleykümselam.
No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat.
Firma hiç düzeltmemiş. Peki modu var mıymış?
I'm gonna check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different...
Bir yazsana. Alan Wake Remastered mod diye, işte fix falan vardır. Belki Nexus'ta hallederiz. Ne oluyor lan? Kapıyı kırdı hayvan. Burada bir şey var. Bir şeyin kanı var burada. Aha.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in light springs. Tonight's episode.
Aynadaki adam.
Man in the mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints.
Oğlum bu bizim müvekkile benziyor lan.
Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me?
Oyundan kapatacağız. Denetim masasından hızlı mı? Öyle bir seçenek mi var ya? Kare hızını sabitleyebiliyorsun oradan bildiğim kadarıyla. Oyunu bir daha kaydettiğinde yapalım onu ya. Bitmedi mi bu ya? Tamam, bitmiş.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the...
Mesela şuraya bir tane termos koyar. Rusty'nin ölümü.
in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty...
Vay be.
vision
Ne oldu?
left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming!
Please, help me!
O kadar silah ölmediyse artık.
Hello?
Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please help me. Mr. Wake?
Termostonemi var.
Oh, hell. It happened.
100 tane.
Just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew.
100 tane toplamamız lazım.
It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
Köpek iyi bari ha. Açık dünya mı? Yok canım, hikaye bazlı bu. Ya bir yerden giriyorsun, bir yerden çıkıyorsun.
Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would...
Tamam, bir dakika. Şimdi ayarlara geliyoruz. Grafikler. Neredeydi bu şeyi? Bunu kapalı yapıyoruz. Tamam. Çık dedim. Şimdi Nvidia denetim masası. Geçtiğim bölgelerde buluyorsun onları. Ben de anlamadım. Program ayarları. Dur bakalım. Elubek. Son oynaklarını bunu çıkarman gerekiyor ama. Neyse. Ben bunu E'ye mi kurmuşum? Epic Games aynen burada. Aç. Maksimum kare hızı değil mi ya? Senin dediğin o ayar. Düşey. Kapalı açık hızlı mı yapacağız? Tamam. Hızlı yaptım. Uygula. Tamam, uyguladım. Bir de sürekli bulutla şeyin save'i sorup duruyor ya. Bilgisayardakini şeye buluta yükle diyorum. Tekrar soruyor. Onun save'imi bozmasa bari.
Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
A presence so dark.
Oluyor gibi hala.
Like the forest at night. Woke up.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on. The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It did...
Yani Ketuppa ben geçen sene oynadığımda yoktu diyor. Bende var. Acaba sonradan oyuna güncelleme mi geldi ya? Gelen update'ten mi bozdular bunu?
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond.
Bilicim hoş geldin.
Bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
İyi gibiyim. Bir şey olmadı. Yat yat. Afiyet mi? Ya pis oldum seni. Abi sponsor buldum. 5K'da bütçe veriyor. Oo hayırlı olsun. Ne güzel, sevindim. Kamera önerisi nedir? Yayın için mi? Bulabiliyorsan 1080-60 FPS bir kamera bul.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Şalteri balt.
Rusty!
Onu da... Oğlum bu ne ya? Daha fazla bozulmaya başladı bu ya. Bir dakika. Şu ayarı geri kaldıracağım ya. Diğerinden daha fazla bozulmaya başladı. Bu sponsor ne oluyor? Ya birisi Billy'e şey yapıyor işte. Neydi onun adı? Yaptığı bir iş için aylık mı artık ne veriyor bilmiyorum. Şu an işte 5.000 lira dedi. Bu saat 1080p mi? Onu pek tavsiye etmiyorum. YouTube'dan bir bak. GTX 1650 ile bu oyunu oynarım. Oynarsın. Şu hızlıyı ben kaldırıyorum geriye. Bunun varsayılan neydi ki ya? Ha 3D'ydi. Tamam. Uygula. Günde bir tane short videosu. 30 tane video atacaksın aylık. Peki bunların süreleri belli mi?
Kapıyı. Pikachu?
Ne oldu lan? Hı? İyice yayıldın ha. Biri beni trollemeye bırak boncuk. Buraya yatıyordun. Kafam niye oraya koydun?
Rusty! The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Ha, ne öyle geliyorsun? Aklınız gitti.
Adam nerede?
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Lan köpeği de götürmüşler.
Don't feed the animals.
Fishing
is only permitted
for those
visitors
who purchase a park
fishing
license. Obey
the park ranger's instructions
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never. Two bears and wolves never approach any other wolves. Look closer than
25 yards.
That's never leave your pet
unattended.
Adamı yamulttuk ha. Biraz daha mermi al. Bitti mi lan, bu kadar mı? Mikrofon varmış. Fazladan da ediyordu. Onu da stand değil. Abi çok iyi ya. Hayırlı uğurlu olsun. Bak bu işleri ilerlettiğinde arada bir şey işte adamlardan. Neydi onun adı? Böyle hani bir ilk başta gönderdiği şeyle sana iş yaptırmaya çalışan insanlar oluyor bazen. Tamam mı? Sen zamanını ayırıyorsun. Uğraşıyorsun. Adam böyle hiçbir şey olmamış gibi mesela sonraki ay devam ediyor. Aç abi telefonu.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Tabii bütün bunlarla ben uğraşayım değil mi?
Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens.
Razer. He, Razer'ın 1080 60 FPS kamerası. Güzel onlar. Bizim Deniz onu kullanıyor. Adonis Grace var ya.
Lover's Peak was at the
Onda
far
o var.
end of the nature trail.
Orada sorabilirsin onu. Benim kamerayı yurt dışından aldım. Ucuza denk geldi benimki. 3200'e denk geldiydi. Benimki Elgato Facecam. Bende odak şeyi yok kameranın ama düşük ışıkta bile güzel çekiyor. Ay anana avradın. Kelebek gibi uçarım diye başarım mı olur lan? Şimdi bir burası var. Bir diğer yerde kapalı bir mağara gibi bir yer var. $2300 mü? İndirimli miymiş o? O nasıl o fiyatta ya? Hepsi şaşırtıcı. Bu mağara içki yasağı 1919-1933 döneminde yapılan karlı kaçakçılık işlerinden uğrak noktalarından oldu. Her rüyaya girdiğimde bu silahları sıfırdan topluyorum ya. Biraz sinir bozucu bu. ...1080-30 mu? Bir dakika. Oğlum onun diğer sürümü var. 30'a mı bakıyorsun? 30 alma sakın. Onun 60'ı var. Bizim denizdeki 60 onun. ...720-60. Baba ileride çok başını vursun ya. Keşke onu almasaydım dersin, bak ben sana diyeyim. Bak sen yayına 60 FPS veriyorsun. Görüntü bildiğin suratı çamur gibi oluyor. Logitech'in de vardı bir tane 1080-60 böyle kutu gibi. O sendeki modelin şeyi de olması lazım. 60'ı da olması lazım. Bir baksana onun fiyatına. Ulan kedi. Akşama kadar yatacaksın değil mi burada? Hı? Ben yayını bitirene kadar burada yatacaksın. Yayını bitirdikten sonra kalkacaksın. Yer yaptı ya buraya. Ne geriliyorsun? Yaydın iyice bacağını götünü. Kamerayız. Ya bu rahatını şey yapmamam gerekiyor. Dur. Bak kafa gitti benim bu sefer. Misafirler. Dedeciğim hoş geldin. Yatsın canım, bir sıkıntı yok. Ya yatacak yer bulamadım. Kolumun altına koyduğum yastığı buraya aldım. Rahat rahat yatsın diye. Anam. Güzel. Fişek hiç kalmadı. Pompalı var. Pompalıyı alayım.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason, packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo, things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Ne yapıyorsun? Lan. Evet, demek ki fişek şimdi lazım olacak bana ve fişeğim yok. Çok iyi. Klavye mouse'la nasıl oynayayım? Şunu görüyor musun? Ne oldu? Ha, git koluma yat. Aferin.